Star Sailors League has come to Miami to join one of the most prestigious star sailing events on the yachting calendar, the 90-year-old Bacardi Cup, a coveted trophy among sailors around the globe.
Means a lot. Means joy, means glory, means the history of a traditional event, which is the Bacardi Cup.
The trophy means a lot to me. I've been sailing for this regatta probably almost 50 years. It's on everybody's bucket list.
It's 90 years of history and one of the more difficult prizes to win in sailing.
With big names on this cup, my name is there and I really want to have it again on it.
Robert Staniek and me, we were the first German ever winning it. Great memories, and I tried to have it in my hand in this lifetime once again.
I think it's just an incredible experience to get out here and get sailing with these guys who have been super inspirational in getting me to the start in the last 2 years. So it's a privilege.
It's a big pleasure and a big honor to be here trying to take it.
And it means also the future, because we combine everything here, the SSL, the star class, big guys, amateur, and we are doing everything to go forward for the future.
90 years is a remarkable sporting history, one that the Bacardi family is justifiably very proud to be at the heart of.
We're very proud of our history with the Bacardi Cup. Started in 1937, sailing out of the Havana Yacht Club. The race moved here to Miami, and it's been racing out of Coral Reef Yacht Club for 55 years.
A prestigious trophy once again attracting the sailing elite.
I don't know, for sure Mark Mandelblatt, who won the last final. Then I've seen George Szabo here, but he's not so strong in heavy weather condition. Then Lars Grail also is paying something in strong winds, but he's a super fine sailor. And then who has Ogi Diaz, who won the World Championship last year in April.
I consider it one of the hardest events to prevail in because of the competition, because of the conditions, and I'm just really fortunate to be able to sail in the Bacardi in my home waters all the time, and that's really a blessing.
Last year's victorious pairing of Germany's Robert Staniek and Fritjof Kleen, unfortunately unable to reunite as a team to defend their Bacardi Cup.
Yeah, my normal German skipper had bad planning and planned a baby, and it just got born a week ago. Congratulations to little Albrecht. We are all very proud, and unfortunately that's why he couldn't come, and we cannot defeat the title together. So I'm trying to do it with my friend Jack, and let's see how we end up.
Jack, you think you guys can defend that title?
I think it'll be very tough. There's lots of top sailors here that even weren't here last year, so I think it's going to be very hard, but our goal is to be in the top 10, so I think we can achieve that and then see how it plays out from there.
So a week of intense competition begins at the Coral Marine Yacht Club in Miami's glorious Biscayne Bay. 6 races ahead and just a single discard, meaning consistency is key to overall victory. We join the action for race 1, where the conditions are looking good.
3, 2, 1,
boom! Away we go for the first of 6 races in the Bacardi Cup.
With a strong breeze and such a strong fleet, it was America's Vasala and Trinta and Mendelblatt and Liljal that claimed the first mark rounding of the week. Battles all the way down the pack, and some beautiful star sailing was on display in Biscayne Bay.
Look how close that is. Beautiful star sailing. They've done one lap, and the American-Swedish duo have clawed their way into the lead.
Well, now the Frenchman Xavier Rohart, Pierre-Alexis Ponceau crossing Mendelblatt and Liljal there, keeping that upper hand and looking super strong in this first race.
Well, Xavier Rohart showing us a masterclass in speed and tactics to push himself up into second. battle between America's Marc Mendelblatz and the French pairing of Xavier Rohart and Pierre-Alexis Ponceau. Both reading conditions perfectly and capitalising on that strength in the left-hand side of the course to get their campaign off to an excellent start.
Huge congratulations, you guys. Well done. First race of the Bacardi Cup in the bag. Not only is it in the bag, it was an exceptional match race, and you guys took down the win. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was after long hours of sailing. Just at the end, they were coming, and we had to find big resources, and the line was really good too.
Congratulations on an excellent first win of the Bacardi Cup, you guys.
Day 3 of the Cup, and the race committee chose to run 2 shorter races to make up for a lost first day and ensure a successful series. Yesterday's race winners Rohart and Ponceau getting buried in the pack at the start line, and Croatians Mazura and Barak, the new faces, out in front on a charge for the weather mark, where they rounded first 3 or 4 boat lengths ahead of American Sabo and Natucci and Germans Voigt and Stove. George Sabo, suffering a broken forestay in race 1, had already used up his race discard for the series, so was hoping for 2 good results today, while the second mark rounding Sabo had put himself out in front. Where he was to stay quite comfortably. So provisionally, after just 2 races, the overall table already taking shape. Rohart and Ponceau currently ahead with that day 1 win. Brazilians Lars Grael and Sam Goncalves currently looking at second, and Americans Ogi Diaz and Bruno Prada in third spot, just a few points adrift. But these are provisional, and we still have 4 races ahead as we move straight into race 3. 5 leg, 7.5 mile, 12 knot east-southeast course. French pair Xavier Rohart and Pierre-Alexis Ponceau once again demonstrating their fantastic ability to generate upwind and downwind speed, closing fast on American leaders McDonald and von Schwartz. As in race 1, the match race skills of Xavier Rohart and Marc Mendelblatz were on display again. This time Mendelblatz emerging victorious. A quick look at the provisional table halfway through the series sees Mendelblatz and Lilsdal leaping up into second in the overall placings. Now only 4 points adrift from Xavier Rohart and pushing Diaz and Prada from the podium. Brazilian Lars Grael currently in third.
We were strong on the left pretty much today, which most people from Miami like to go to the left. But you know, in the end, we won the race from the right toward the top there, and we got a good shift on the right on the second beat of the first race too. So getting clean lanes, you know, the breeze has been very steady.
Earlier victors George Sabo and Eduardo Natucci were also pleased with their personal change in fortune.
Dodo wanted to come out and win 2 races today, and we got half of it right. So it was a good one. It was just following our plan and, you know, conservative, and it worked out real well. A lot of fast boats out there. You know, Rohart gets the speed going from time to time. Mendelblatz does just fine, and you know, a few guys definitely show a little bit of speed, but also still pressure today. There's definitely a lot of weed lines in the water, a lot of maybe current lanes out there, and you know, just everybody at times showed a good burst of speed.
Race 4 of the Bacardi Cup, and conditions were looking light as the 23 teams headed out from the National Sailing Centre to do battle once again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And away they go for the start of race number 4 of the Bacardi Cup. It's getting to be crunch time.
Brazilians Grail and Conchalva's getting an excellent start with nobody to windward of them, giving them the advantage they needed to lead the fleet down to the first race mark.
Just working their way down, 2 times winner of the trophy. They had that lovely start. Really good upwind performance, and they're being chased by Szabo and Natucci.
The almost serene scenes in the light conditions masking the frantic tactical thinking going on in the skippers' heads, each and every manoeuvre critical in maintaining boat speed.
USA, bow 20, they've got a duck behind. They had a go, there's no room.
Up front, Grail and Conchalva's masterfully maintaining their advantage, with Szabo and Natucci, Diaz and Prada and Xavier all challenging hard.
So another victory for Lars Grail as he crosses the line with Sam Conchalves.
Race committee did right. They waited until the wind to pick up a little. So the race was light, but was fair.
So after 4 races and the discards applied to the weakest results, the provisional table looks like this. Rohart and Ponso now off that top spot, replaced by the local Mendelblatt and Lilsdal. Diaz and Prada back on the podium after another consistent result, pushing race 4 winner Lars Grail down. With just 2 potential races left and 5 points between the top 3, there is literally everything to sail for. As we head into race 5, stay with us to find out who will be crowned Bacardi Cup champion 2017. We're at the Coral Bay Yacht Club in Miami's Biscayne Bay, where the heat has been on the water, with the battle for the 90th Bacardi Cup very much underway. We've had 4 races so far, and going into race 5, the names of Mendelblatt, Rohart, Diaz, Grail and Szabo are the ones to watch, all sailing like demons in search of that top 3 finish.
The 2 of us are entangled and we move back in the fleet. It's open for someone else. So I think that's the obvious game plan, you know, that everything changes and gets reevaluated after the start. And, you know, in my mind, if I'm not top 3 in the race day, I don't even have a chance to win.
No one knows yet, but I'm a bit curious because the wind was supposed to be a bit stronger, but it doesn't look like. For sure, Mark will show really strong again, very consistent. So let's play the game.
Going to be pretty close. I think the top guys are going to remain consistent, and that's going to make it difficult. And our job or our program is just to go out and do the best we can. It's going to be tight, I think, at the end.
On to race 5, and we join Digby Fox at the start.
Well, let's take a virtual fly over Miami and Coconut Grove out to the racetrack. Seconds to go before the start of race number 5 of the Bacardi Cup. Some of the Brazilian crews in the mix there, with the German-Italian duo of Merkelbach, Lambertenghi on board with Charlie Buckingham, Austin Sperry.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, Faye Reagan on the committee boats, getting everybody off to the start. Very pin-favoured line, possibly some boats over, as the majority of the fleet claw their way upwind, favouring the left-hand side of the track as they look up to the top of the course.
The black flags in race number 5 are hull number 4350 and 94.
3 boats over and disqualified. McCausland and Von Schwartz, Cantor and Willem, but Augie Diaz and Bruno Prada, reigning world champs, out of race number 5. That's a disaster. They were 3rd overall going into this race. They will have to use that as their discard. Meanwhile, back upwind, beautiful conditions on Biscayne Bay for these classic stars to hit the top mark. Eric Doyle, Payson Infelice. They were 9th going into race number 5, so this bullet here at the moment is doing them a power of good. Oh, and there's a good squeeze up, good bunch up. Merkelbach and Lambertenghi just getting inside. Vasella and Trinta there at the top. As we head downwind, distinctive figure of Eduardo Nattucci with George Szabo. As these big crewmen stand on the foredecks of the Stars, looking back. Merkelbach, Lambertenghi neck and neck with Vasella and Trinta as they spread out and find their lane. Merkelbach, Lambertenghi there just at the back. And it looks like they've been penalised for kinetic energy, kinetic movement on board, having to do a 360. That's a shame. They were neck and neck, dual first there. Down towards the bottom gate now. Victor de Maison with Arpa Lopez from Brazil. But first round, it's McCausland and Cheer rounding first, followed by the Brazilians de Maison and Lopez, with the Swiss pair Danisbo and Bernhofer in 3rd. We saw Buckingham and Sperry in that mix as well. So look to the left. Look at that, so close. Majority of the fleet going to the left-hand side as they look up. And the people forced to the right-hand gate, they're tacking over as well. Big concentration on these guys. Luke Lawrence in Coleman, right in the middle of the fleet there. Now they really are spread out onto the second lap of the track. The Frenchmen, Rohart and Ponceau bow 37 in contention with Melleby and Revkin. And here's Doyle and Infelice, 9th going into this race, so they're in with a shout, taking it on to Buckingham and Sperry behind them. And here's about 27, Mark Mendelblatt and Magnus Liljedahl, the American-Swedish duo, 1st overall going into race number 5. 4 points ahead of Rohart and Ponceau. And there's Mark Mendelblatt, that familiar hunched view as he adjusts the rake of his mast. Round the top, McCausland and Cheer hanging on to their top spot there. Doyle, Infelice coming in 2nd. Now 3rd, I think, is Buckingham and Sperry. Austin Sperry ducking under that low boom. Charlie Buckingham helming. He's the USA laser representative at Rio. Came 11th there, and welcome addition to the Star fleet. There's Payson, Infelice on the bow, jibing. Eric Doyle helming that huge boom and main sheet. And here, projected points with Mendelblatt and Liljedahl. Now they're in around 4th, 5th position in race number 5, and that's seeing them 6 points ahead of Rohart, Ponceau, Grail and Conchalves up into 3rd. Szabo and Nattucci down. Diaz and Prada, they're out of this race, so having to discard race number 5, but still in with a hope. Overall, McCausland and Cheer just hanging on to their lead. They've almost led all the way round. Superb performance by the American duo. I think that's Buckingham and Sperry. The youngsters, the young Americans there, taking on McCausland and Cheer. And Magnus Liljedahl with Mark Mendelblatt. These guys who've won this cup 6 or 7 times, they're the ones to watch. And the fleet spreading out, but it's all almost going left. Causland and Cheer. Off they go. Little tack now, back into it. They haven't put a foot wrong, these two. In classic Biscayne Bay conditions. Oh, and there's Sperry and Buckingham tacking underneath them, turning into a little duel between these two at the front of the fleet. This is the last leg towards the finish line. We're on board with Austin and Charlie. See the focus and concentration as they engage again in America's Cup fashion. You can see why so many great America's Cup sailors came from the Star class. Very much like the version 5 America's Cup boats. And back into match race fashion. Frenchmen still in contention. Rohart and Ponceau. And there's the finish line. It looks like Charlie Buckingham and Austin Sperry have just played that little tacking duel rather well over McCausland and Cheer. And here they come, the youngsters, across the finish line to take the gun and the cheers and the glory for race number 5. What a super job. They're going to be extra chuffed coming back into the clubhouse. McCausland and Cheer, well, they reigned supreme for so long in race number 5. Crossing second, I think they'll be happy with that. Frenchmen Rohart and Ponceau almost neck and neck with Szabo and Itucci. Oh, that was very close. I think the Frenchmen just had it over the American-Italian duo there. Szabo and Itucci, well done to Xavier Rohart.
We made a little gain on the bottom of that downwind run, staying on starboard longer. I think we got a little more pressure down there at the end, and the left was just good. And you know, Charlie had this thing ripping today. We were just fast. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Hi, Mom.
What about your wife and the kid? No, just Mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi,
Dad. I love it. All right, so what were you doing differently today that had this thing ripping?
Austin set the boat up, so it's all him. I was just holding the tiller. No, I think the boat's really set up well for the conditions. We felt pretty confident in our speed all week, upwind. We had really good height today. We got off the line clean and we're able to have clean lanes the whole time and just keep the boat moving. So that's pretty much it.
Well, after 5 races, the overall lead still held by Mendelblatt and Lilsdal. Rohart and Ponceau closing the gap down to just 2 points. Diaz and Prada fall from the podium after their black flag, with Szabo picking up the 3rd spot. The 6th and final race of the Bacardi Cup was won by the weather. Time ran out, AP over A, and the race was abandoned. Which means after 5 races, Mark Mendelblatt and Magnus Lilsdal are the new champions of this historic trophy in its 90th year.
Mark is an incredible sailor, and I know that from sailing with him years ago that he's the biggest talent out there. And I also knew that if I could just do my job, the chances would be that we could win it. And sure enough, Mark came true for me.
We felt good from the get-go. And, you know, it just all came together for us this week. It feels great. Good job, man. Well done. Well done. Great sailing. Good job. Great sailing.
Winner is the winner. He deserves it. Happy to be second, for sure. Happy to sail again with Pierre Alexis in this beautiful country and beautiful place.
It's a fantastic week. We a little bit conservative every day, and it paid out real well, and had really good speed in the light air and stuff, and we were able to come back yesterday, which was phenomenal. And it was just, you know, hard fought week. You know, Rohart did extremely well yesterday on the downwinds, and we didn't quite have that, but really happy to be 3rd on the podium, and we're looking forward for a fight today, but didn't head out that way. So, you know, congratulations to Mendelblatt and Lilsdal. It was just fantastic for them.
The next Star Sailors League production will be the finals in Nassau, Bahamas in December. There's one you should be sure not to miss.